Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV here, and it seems like every day I get more and more requests. People are wondering, what RVs have desks, or what RVs would be good for mobile office solutions, and because the number of, well, you call it like digital nomads and remote workers has absolutely spiked in the last few years, even despite the big push from a lot of companies to kind of bring people back from remote working, get back into brick and mortar office equations. And although there's still shockingly not a ton of like office and desk models out there, I kind of poured through my video catalog over the last year and a half, and I picked out a bunch of things that actually do have some version, even a light version of a dedicated desk, if not a full-on big office dedicated for you. So if you are trying to cut the corner and be like, I need to see which things have desks and offices so that I can do my work from the road, what we're going to do today is go through a bunch of basically 2-minute flybys of about 10 different campers, and I'm going to leave you a bunch of links in the video description where you can see the full videos of them, as well as jump over to our website to see if we have them available and potentially the dollars and cents that they're running. I won't tell you that this is every single desk camper out there in the industry. In fact, I'm pretty confident that it's not, but at least it might kick off your search and help you get a little bit closer from the start. And if you appreciate how we put these things together for you, hit that subscribe button and let's start rolling. Smallest RV I've ever seen with washer dryer hookups. And the thing is, that's only one of like 1,400 things you could do with this little RV. Welcome back, everybody. Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV, down here at Ember today, taking my very first look at their all-new series, the Ember Spark series. The thing is, if you look at this, it looks an awful lot like an E-series that you see back there in the background. And that was literally the intentional goal. What they did here is they wanted to do every single thing they could to give you a fully functional, fully equipped, single axle, smaller, lighter, less expensive RV without really sacrificing any of the construction or, generally speaking, any of the features. I will say some of the things that are optional on the Spark are standard on the E-series, but this was also built to be the newest, lightest, least expensive member of the Ember family. But they didn't change any of the structure. They didn't change really the running gear. It still has a lot of the things that you expect to find on this. Like by default, like we've got the 18,000 BTU variable output Furrion chill cube air on this with the handy remote control. This still has an 82-inch ceiling that is like 8 inches taller than almost any other single axle RV out there. It's 6'10" inside. It's still a full 8 foot wide. And in case you're curious, they have about a 6,000 pound GVW on this, and they put a big, hefty, bulky axle on this. The thing is, it's not that it's a scale down. It's basically just a smaller size. It's an axle delete. It's not a decontented RV. It's just a squished down, smaller size RV. Now, if you look at this layout, if you look at their Overland series, this is basically the 191 MSL layout, but actually, I think in some ways, I like it better. This would, of the two, I would probably go with this for my style of camping, and I'll expand on that as we go through here. And again, the multi-function storage locker, whatever you want to call it, move, bunk, get out the way system they have back here. You could be solo, you could be couples camping, you could be looking for a washer dryer, you could be looking for a pet palace, a catio. It can only do everything back there. In the smallest trailer, Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV, down here at Forest River today, getting some updated look, see what's alive for 25 in the Salem Wildwood division. And is my personal nerdy opinion, I think that they're one of the best looking, most visually impressive trailers I've seen in a long time. And what's crazy is to say that about a, quote, just stick and tin camper. If you would have told me a couple years ago that the most dynamic, original, innovative, exciting brand in the industry today was a stick and tin camper, I'd have said no way. But what they are doing in these is fantastic. Last year, they came out with these View models, and a lot of people call it the View series. View is not a series. View is a specific set of features in floor plans. This is actually a Wildwood X-Lite or Salem Cruise Light. It goes by either name. It just happens to be of the View family within those subfamilies. What we're looking at here is something with a hidden multi-function secret room built into the slide out in a trailer that comes in just under 30 foot tip to tail, which is very, very cool. You look at it, and by default, it's like a double bunk arrangement, but they've revised and played with it a little bit now so that the bunk kind of slides away, and I'll show you later. It can create a private little office space, and what's nice about it, you just close the door at the end of the day, you leave work behind, sit down on your couch, or you have a huge countertop to be able to make a drink after work if you need, and just enjoy your time. Not to mention the campsite viewing that you can get with the square foot of window coverage on this is just crazy. Now the full, I call it Kardashian level facelift that they gave these things compared to last year, I've never seen an RV manufacturer make that big of a shift before, and I cannot wait to peel this onion apart with you. The RV's got cool points, it's got a couple you might not like, but it is, they made some serious updates compared. Ever asked the question or seen someone ask the question, what if this didn't have bunks? What if you put like a desk or a washer dryer hookup or something else there? What if a manufacturer actually listened and did it straight from the factory level? Welcome everybody, Josh the RV Nerd from Bish's RV down here in Wakarusa, Indiana, which is a real place. With the new 25 MKO Avenger. And if you'd have told me that Avenger was going to be the one to crack the code on office space and washer dryer hookups in a sub 30 foot stick and tin camper, I'd have said, go home, you're drunk. But here we are. We have a heated belly, private bedroom. These are 50 amp service. So if you want to outfit them with a second air conditioner, you could do that. They have a ginormous front passer, very respectable awning space on this as well. And a couple brands I've seen building with this kind of kitchen living room layout where you have a theater seat kind of straight across from a kitchen entertainment wombo combo. But what it creates is a good size open feeling in an RV under 30 foot with deceptively good campside window coverage. When you sit down in it, it's not bad, with awesome countertop space. And they rethought the dining arrangement here. Like a couple brands have been doing various forms of like dining bars. They did theirs a little bit different to potentially give people a little bit more legroom. Now, housekeeping notes. This is proto number 1. There are going to be some changes that go into this. That whole desk space, it's going to get about 3 inches wider and I think like 4 or 5 inches deeper. So it's going to be a lot better fit for a laptop warrior stand. The cabinet overhead of that is going to shrink back a little bit. So it's not going to be like, oh, I should have had a V8. And on the outside, one of the other major changes is they're going to go away from the really rough, bumpy crimp trim to what in the industry we call retro trim. It is going to be 25% thicker, more impact resistant, and actually have an anti-scratch coating on it right from the factory. So keep in mind, what we're looking at here, a few changes are going to take place, but I'm excited to see what you think about it. Like this before, but I've never seen an RV like this before. Hello everybody, welcome to Bish's RV. Well, welcome to Las Vegas. My name is Josh the RV Nerd with Bish's RV with a new floor plan here from Jayco. And if you'd have told me a couple years ago this is what Jayco was going to look like, I don't know that I would have believed you right here. Kind of picking up where White Hawk left off and giving us some of those sort of Eagle feels and features. We have an opposing slide living room with an island kitchen. I would say the nearest similar type floor plan that you might find out there in the marketplace would be something like a 2670 MK Grand Design Imagine. But Jayco found a way to put a little bit different spin on it. We're looking at it today with the optional super sofa. Normally this would be a sofa and dinette model. You could choose theater seat, you could choose high to bed, or with the super sofa, you can choose both theater seat and high to bed. But what's cool is when you do that, it actually comes with a pair of like fold down hideaway TV trays, which might sound a little hokey, but it is so useful and so functional in this camper. When most of the time it's just one or two of you, you have awesome space to stretch out, lounge down, kick your feet back, whatever you want to do with it. But at the same time, if you're going to have guests over, you still have awesome sleeping space. Frankly, because it's all one flat level, it's just a giant sofa. You don't even got to open the height of bed if you don't need to. You could sleep two kids toes to toes and put their heads on opposite ends of the slide and do just fine. The amount of window coverage in this is redonkulous. The rear area is just wide open, full storage, and with a dedicated little mini desk space, which is cool. The bedroom, I almost feel they could have shrunk. It's almost superfluously large up there with tons of storage, a queen or a king bed, your choice. You can get one or two air conditioners, one or two solar panels, and thankfully you always have 4 tires, plus a spare, so 5. I'm gonna show some good with bad with everything in between. If you appreciate the fair and candid way we go about this here, hit that subscribe. Welcome back once again, everybody. Josh the RVer down here at Vibe today, and I want to dedicate this video to a very dedicated fan, Mr. Ken Bearden. He had a virtual love affair with this floor plan for the longest time. So Ken, this trailer's for you today. What are we looking at? The Vibe 2800 RL, previously the 28 RL, before the massive scale updates they've applied to these. It's still an opposing slide, rear living kind of RV. 2 slides total, both big super slides in the living room, carpetless and floor flush, by the way. They've enhanced and expanded the window coverage in basically every room they possibly could. It's still got a little bit taller ceiling that, along with the windows, gives it a nice big open look and feel. But this one's interesting. Instead of a traditional dinette, it sticks with the double sofa situation, but gives you a dedicated desk space overlooking a monster campsite picture window instead of a traditional dinette. Now, you might hate that, and that might mean this is not the right RV for you, but that's okay. I want to show you what this RV does and doesn't do so you can decide if it's the right one for your money or not, you know? Like, maybe you dislike the fact that it's got an electric air fryer kind of convection 3-in-1 oven, but it lacks a propane oven. Maybe you're okay with that. I don't know. It has basically an Olympic queen bed up in the front bedroom, so the mattress got larger, both wider and longer, which are both welcome facets in my imagination. It also has a bonus closet in the bedroom that is now even combo or stackable, capable, washer-dryer prepped. There's some cool things going on in this RV. There's also some things you might hate. I don't know. I want to try to just lay it all out there and let you decide if it's the right one for you or not. And if you appreciate that fair approach, hit that subscribe. Good morning, everybody. Josh the RVer, Bishop's RV, down here at the big Forest River display where all the new stuff comes out. And this video today coming in by your request. So periodically I go through it and make these sort of like preview videos, and people saw this model. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. What was that thing? We've got a private double over double bunkhouse with a folding cargo function, an upper move bunk, get out the way, bath and a half, with a little mini desk, direct facing entertainment with awesome campsite window coverage, and a true queen bed with options for second air, auto leveling, expanded solar, factory installed inverter, big front pass-through compartment, Goodyear Endurance radials, a better torsion package suspension system, heated enclosed holding tanks with dedicated holding tank heaters, XL bathroom, fajita Friday fume fighting fart fans with roof vent covers, and more, such as all composite and aluminum wall construction, 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor construction with aluminum structure below that, a very solid walk-on laminated roof structure. Just a lot of awesome qualities that are normally not really found together, all packed into this sucker. This is a little more of an interesting, somewhat unique private bunkhouse. I don't know that I've ever seen one exactly quite like this. And there's definitely little areas where you could say, well, you can sleep that many people, but like, you know, where do you seat everybody on a rainy day? Like, it's kind of a little bit different in that regard. Like, you're going to maybe have to leverage this RV in some creative ways from time to time, but overall, I think it's a really cool, interesting new offering, and I'm kind of curious to see what you think about it. So as we go, I'm going to hit the good, the bad, the ugly with everything in between, and I want to hear from you. What do you like? What do you dislike? What would you change given the opportunity? And if you appreciate so you see this in action. Hello and welcome everybody. Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV, literally standing here barefoot right now. You can actually see my shoes by the front door. We'll get into all that later. What we are looking at here though is yet another floor plan that was created based almost exclusively on your input off things like comments on these videos. So there's a lot of people that have really liked what Brinkley has offered, but there's also a lot of people who are just like begging for the industry to finally come up with like a real, honest to goodness, dedicated office space. And they did that, and they absolutely took it a level above. It almost looks like they originally thought about making this a bunkhouse and then went, wait a minute, forget that. What if instead we gave it like this big wraparound solid surface desk space where whether you're trying to just rock an ultimate mobile gaming station or if you're looking for a literal home away from home office to do some glamping and work camping or something like that, this is going to be really hard to beat. What's awesome is not only is it a good dedicated space, obviously it's climate controlled back there, has its own XL vent fan back there, really good storage back there, but also has a push button power adjustable desk that you could put a side-by-side washer dryer back there. But they didn't change anything about the living room, the bathroom, the bedroom, including the bedroom washer dryer hookups. So you actually have a choice. You could use this just as a laundry room in the back. You could throw a mattress on the floor for like a guest room for grand kiddos or anything like that. You could still throw your laundry up front, have the office in the back. It's like it's a two-directional mullet. It's either business in the front or rear, party in the front or rear. It's however you want it. It's a Missy Elliott mullet. You can roll it over, flip it, and reverse it. Now, if you're playing RV Nerd Bingo, that's one that I never expected to have on the card today, but you may just have won the jackpot. Now, we're going to go through this in full detail like we always do, because there's a lot more than just the office on this one. So if you appreciate how we get down here and show you good with bad with everything in between, this is one of the best rigs and layouts for full-timers potentially out there. Take a look at this thing. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV down here in Middlebury at Jayco today, because despite the fact that we carry these things at my Coldwater, Michigan hometown superstore, they are selling faster than I can get my hands on one. So I actually took a little bit of a road trip over here to Jayco where they were kind enough to pull one of these up. We are looking at what I think is one of the best extended long-term use kind of RVs I've seen out there in a very long time. And today we're looking at it in one of their just totally beautiful full body paint packages that are optional, but oh my gosh, does it make this thing look good. But before we even get to that, the layout on this is amazing. It's one of my personal nerd preferred long-term use layouts because we have a huge kitchen with lots of storage, lots of space, a lot of countertop prep space, factory standard dishwasher as well, which already puts this into a very elite separate class that is, there's not a lot of things playing in there. There's some dishwasher prep stuff, but very few RVs just absolutely have one. And if you're going to be spending a long time in this, that's a really handy feature. It has a ton of seating space, and it's got a very almost residential style wraparound kind of sofa you can sit everybody at this thing. It has so much space, and between the extra tall slides, the wide body nature of this, and just the ridiculous amount of window coverage, it looks and feels enormous in the living room, but for good reason. This doesn't just have opposing slides, it's got a big giant, what I call mega slide in the living room, where it actually is like a 3-piece slide that also has a desk built into it. So if you're looking for some dedicated work from home, away from home space, you got it. You could also use under that desk as a perfect little pet palace if you need a pet bed, pet dishes, anything like that. It's the best space for it. Jayco has also completely created a new heating system on this that gets rid of the floor heating vents without losing the warm floor and efficiency of the traditional floor ducted heating system, and so much more. This video is going to be long and strong and down to get the camping on, because this is a monster rig with a lot to cover. And if you appreciate how we get you all those nitty-gritty details and get you the footage of these things away from the store today, hit that subscribe button. And as we go, let me know, what do you like about this, and what popular request? It's the RV that says, you don't need to build an office, we already did it for you. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Vicious RV, actually down here at Keystone today. They were kind enough to pull in a copy of their new front living fifth wheel, and I think you're gonna like what you see here. I actually think it's one of my favorite front livings I've seen in a long time, even though it technically has a front office in front of the front living, which is a lot of frontage if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I'd like to also dedicate today's video to Mr. Aaron Thor. He's a regular viewer who, anytime there's an opportunity to put an office kind of workspace in an RV, he's there for it, and he wants to learn about it. So Aaron, this video is for you today. What Montana did here is they took their very popular front living arrangement. They basically said, what if instead of a half bath, we gave it an office space? Now, I know a lot of us have jokingly referred to the bathrooms as our second office. I'm certain I've made that joke at least once in my life per week. But the fact is, that's basically what they did. They gave it a traditional rear bedroom with kind of a little bit of a middle bathroom, but they took the space for a half bath and tacked it onto the front of the RV. They also did some really interesting things with the kitchen of this, where technically the kitchen is smaller than their other front living rooms. I don't think you're going to feel that way. I think you're going to feel, and this to me looks like it's one of the biggest middle kitchens I've seen them do in a long, long time. It has all the traditional things that you're really looking for out of Montana, like the hot, cold weather package, the big king bed. This one's outfitted with triple air conditioners and one of their more advanced optional solar packages. But you've got the better tires if you are going to roll down the road, rated for 75 miles an hour with TPMS, including their spare tire, which is something most manufacturers don't do. You've got that diesel pusher cargo tray coming out the back side of this thing, which is absolutely crouching fantastic. Tiger hidden office, not to mention, of course, and there's a ton. Can do whatever you want with. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Vicious RV here with another new Ozark floor plan. I've seen layouts kind of like this before, but they almost always come with a Murphy bed. And there's so many people like, I don't want a Murphy bed, because it's really hard to find replacement mattresses for Murphy beds. And we all know, he says with great sarcasm, how the RV industry comes with the very best bedding, right? Well, this one comes with a 70 by 80 king private bedroom and an RV that is just barely over 29 feet tip to tail. So you've got a double over double bunk arrangement with a big cargo door. The bottom bunk is the move bunk, get out the way kind of system. The underbelly's enclosed, and it does have tank heaters standard on this as well. And if it looks and feels a little bit bigger than the average bear, that's because it actually is a little bit bigger than the average bear, coming in with a 7-foot ceiling. And that makes a huge difference in terms of the height of the bunks, the height in the shower, and they're very crafty and creative with things, willing to do a couple things a little bit differently. Now, the overall construction of this RV is pretty similar to what you see at a lot of stick and tin campers. They do have a fiberglass skin package they call the Ascent Edition, and it is literally just a tin skin swap for a fiberglass hung glass series. You've got 200 watts of factory standard solar in here, central air to keep everybody cool and comfy, and an interesting convertible dinette system where it's got a lagoon-ish kind of table where if you want it to be a U-dinette, you got a U-dinette. If you want it to be just a 2-bench dinette, you can convert it into something like that as well. So there's a lot of interesting little different ways you could use this. I think it reads as family camper first and foremost, but if you want bike storage, coolers, or something like that, you could do some different stuff with this one, and I'm interested to see what you think about it. Welcome back, everybody. Josh, the RV Nerd here with Bish's RV, or just hi if this is your first time joining us. Today we're going to be taking a look at some updated 2024 footage of the 28 VBXL, either called Wildwood X-Lite or Salem Cruise Light. Two names for the exact same RV. The only difference is the decals on the outside. Now, convoluting things a little bit, we're looking at an option package on one today, the Platinum package. That is the full fiberglass with the tinted windows that you're looking at here. By default, this would be a tin skin camper with no tint on the windows. So you kind of have a little bit of a choice between the two. The fiberglass skin's going to cost a little more, going to weigh a little more, arguably looks better, and boy does it clean so much easier. Plus the tint on the windows helps keep the sunshine out of there. This model, the VB stands for VersaBunk, and the XL stands for you're probably going to extra love it. This is quickly becoming a sneaky, ultra popular model within the RV industry, because what it provides is private front sleeping. It provides a private rear bunk room, or not. It could be an office, it could be a bunk room, it could be a craft room, it could be a second living room, it could be a mother-in-law suite, it could be an awesome space if you have an adult child with special needs that needs their own private decompression space, but they need more than just a bunk to sleep on. It can be a lot of different things, because the top bunks move bunk, get out the way. Then you've got the Versa bed on the bottom that opens up into a 60 by 74 thick Camp Queen. Frankly, I think the fold-out mattress in the bunk room is actually a better, nicer to sleep on mattress than in the main bedroom. But they've also enhanced that. They've maintained their basically Olympic queen-size mattress, somewhere between a queen and a king, and they've gone with what they call their Versatile system. Everything seems to be Versa with them, including their Versa Lounge, which can be sofa and dinette. It could be a mega lounge and a little table. This RV, I could see this working for families, it could work for couples, it could work for so many people in between, but it's not going to work for everybody. It's got a couple things that might be immediate deal breakers. I'm going to show you good with bad. If you like that, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to get inside here before this weather turns, because it feels like we're about to see a house fall on a witch over here at any moment, Annie M. And if you're somebody who really follows the RV industry a lot, you might be kind of shocked to notice that I haven't really mentioned any mid-bunk fifth wheels so far, the RVs that have like an extra bonus room right here in the middle. Very often, those things do have some sort of desk arrangement in them. The only reason I haven't is just because, for the most part, almost any middle bunkhouse or bonus room fifth wheel, whether it's a Jayco, a Keystone, a Grand Design, a Brinkley, a whatever the case, almost all of them can kind of qualify for this purpose. So that may help dramatically expand your target options here, but keep it in mind, those things pretty much come about 40 feet and really no other size. They are big. And although Bish's RV carries a very wide variety of brands, and you've seen a pretty wide variety of entries in today's list, we don't carry everything, and I don't have a chance to necessarily see everything out there. So just as a courtesy to you, here's a very short list of a couple things that I know do exist out there that either I've never had a chance to record, or maybe we don't carry at Bish's RV. And I would be kind of curious. Is there something out there you know of that either we don't carry or you've never seen me record that you think would make a really good qualifier for this list? If you'd be willing to leave some comments down there to kind of share with the class, I'm sure that there's somebody out there who would appreciate the extra insights. And finally, there are some brands like Eagle and Paradigm from Alliance tend to do this a lot, where their freestanding dining table actually has a pivot and rotate function where it can function like a makeshift desk. And I'm not saying it's a perfect desk solution, but depending on how intensive or how basic your needs are, or just what you can tolerate and what you can make work, that might work for you. So I at least wanted to toss that idea out there for you. So if you've appreciated today's video, if you like the extra ideas and these little compilations, hit that subscribe button. Let us know we're doing a good job. And if you have a specific kind of idea or compilation or quality or something like this, you'd like me to try to make something where we get to see 5 or 6 RVs real quick, leave me some suggestions. I can't promise that I can get to them all, but I'll do my best to get to a few where I can. So thanks again for tuning in, as always. Till next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.